In this section, we're going to talk about configuring Apache Web Server on the Linux platform. We're going to talk about the configuration files themselves, configuring Apache at the command line, configuring Apache with the GUI, configuring Apache with webmin. We're going to talk about Apache modules, and finally I'm going to give you a demonstration on how you can configure Apache Web Server. First, configuration files. Apache Web Server is configured on Linux through text-based configuration files. Most configuration settings are found in the httpd.conf text file. This file may be located in different directories depending on which distribution of Linux is used and the version of Apache that is installed. When you go to edit a configuration file, you can use any text editor, for example VI or Vim. We ask you to please back up the original file first. You can also use the # sign to add comment lines. What would a comment do for you? Well, say you want to go in and take out a directive or a portion of a configuration file that you don't feel is necessary in your case. Rather than deleting that line, just add the # sign to comment it out. Or you can use a # sign to add a comment. For example, if you want to remember why you did something in particular, you can add a comment right above it or below it with the # sign so that when you go back later and wonder, why did I do that? You'll know. httpd.conf is configured through settings called directives. Directives are settings that have a directive name and then one or more settings. For example, the server root directive then is specified with a directory name. The server root is the directive, and then it has a setting called directory name, which you would then specify. Directives are usually contained on one line, but they may be extended to multiple lines by using the / at the end of an incomplete line. What does this do for you? Well, if for some reason you need to make your directive extra long, like if you have an extra long path to a file, you can go ahead and extend it out to multiple lines for readability purposes perhaps. A directive can apply to an entire server or to particular directories, files, or other objects. Scope sections will limit the objects to which directives apply to that. Conditional directives specify conditions for applying directive settings. The if defined and then parameter name specifies a parameter entered when starting Apache. If this parameter is used, all directives in that section will be processed. If module checks to see if a particular module is loaded, and if it is, then all directives in the section are processed. A module must be compiled or listed as part of the load module directive. Access directives control which rules, allow or deny, are processed first. Let's talk about this a little more. The order directive indicates which rule sets to process. Order allow, deny is the least secure order, or order deny, allow is the most secure order. Why is this? Well, it's more secure to deny everything and then to allow only the things that you want, rather than to allow everything and deny the things you know you don't want, because you could forget to deny something and that could end up hurting you in the long run. Individual rules are assigned allow or deny. MIME types are kept in the MIME types file. This is always going to be held in the same directory as the httpd.conf file. MIME allows you to configure file types used on the server or site and the applications required to view them. For example, a PDF document will require a PDF reader, such as Adobe Acrobat Reader, so you can specify that in your MIME types file.